In this next story from Batshit Crazy Land, through the New York Post, California District Attorney, new policy to consider looters' needs before charging them. A California District Attorney is requiring prosecutors to consider looters' needs when weighing criminal charges against them. The new mandate set forth by Contra Costa County District Attorney Bain Becton makes it tougher to prosecute looting cases in the city, which is just outside of San Francisco. So currently they have an epidemic of homeless people taking shits on the streets in San Francisco. We're going to watch this video a couple of times here tonight.
Everywhere. It's just a mess out here.
Where is the poorest, dirtiest, most depressing slum in the world? In Haiti? India? Africa? Is that what this is?
No, I'm in America. One of the richest parts of America, highest rents in all of America. This is San Francisco today. Encampments of street people everywhere.
Some pitch tents, planning to stay a long time. Some have mental problems.
Vampires are real and I'm paranoid as all hell.
Other street people complain about them.
They run around and they shout at themselves. They make it bad for people like us that hang out with a sign.
Hey, bitch, stick that camera up your head.
Some people shoot up in plain sight.
It's nasty seeing somebody actually shoot up drugs like right there. The police don't do anything about it. They'll get somebody for drinking a beer, but they'll walk right past people using needles.
Every day in San Francisco, an average of 85.
All right, so I oftentimes joke about how there's homeless people all over the place in San Francisco banging cartel dope next to the Ivory Towers. And you could be walking down the street and you could get cholera, Hep C, Hep B, Hep A, typhoid fever, the Black Plague, dysentery, gonorrhea, COVID, and TB when you step on a pile of human shit with a hypodermic needle in it next to a bum banging cartel dope that he got from an illegal immigrant. And when I say this joke, it's actually true.
5 cars are broken into.
They're called smash and grabs.
Inside Edition left things in a car to test how long they'd last. Not long.
Watch as these Bonnie and Clyde wannabes stroll up and peer inside our car. They wait here for the sidewalk to clear. Then the thief throws up his hood.
There he goes, you just broke in.
What's going on?
Hey guys.
Good, everything good today?
Good, yeah.
Since store owners can't rely on city cops to deal with the masses of home.
Yeah, I think they have some sort of city ordinance where you could steal up to $930 worth of stuff. So they just go through with a gang full of people and everybody just loads up on a little bit less than $1,000 worth of stuff. Then you can't do anything to stop them.
Homeless. Some hire private police to patrol around.
This is Kamala the Snitch's America. Kamala the Snitch Harris, the one running with Joe Magoo Biden, the one that sits on the Senate Select Committee for Intelligence that's behind Russiagate. Yeah, she's from California. She's from San Francisco. This is Kamala the Snitch Harris's America, where you got homeless people all over the place banging cartel dope they got from an illegal immigrant, taking shits. You can get all kinds of nasty diseases just walking down the street. You step on a pile of human shit with a hypodermic needle next to a bum who coughed. You got all kinds of nasty diseases like the plague and shit. That's what she wants to bring to your hometown.
around their stores. Cody Clements works this neighborhood.
A lot of times because somebody who pays for our service calls and says, hey, there's a homeless group of people setting up a camp in front of my business or my residence. Can you come ask them to move?
There used to be hundreds of private cops like Cody, but then San Francisco's police union complained. Now there are fewer than 10 left.
Can I just have you guys stand up for me?
Cody offers help to people living on the streets, but most turn it down.
Well, do you need any type of homeless outreach services or anything?
San Francisco is generous. It offers street people food stamps, free shelter, train tickets, and $70 a month in.
And it's a sanctuary city. You can even be an illegal immigrant and sell your dope downtown, and they won't even bust you.
Cash.
I don't use any resources, but they're always offering resources. San Francisco is just a good place.
We'll come back and watch that one again. What was this one about? So this is what this is what the corrupt California Democrats want to do. And the reason why, got to take a little bit of a detour because most people don't watch the show. There's so many videos that I have to go through a couple of things a number of times, but this is what they want to do. This is their plan. This is how the Democrats are planning to maintain control, is with immigration. And you can see this chart from the Census Bureau entitled, sorry, I have to say the name of the title. It's entitled A Changing Nation, Population Projections Under Alternative Immigration Scenarios. And it's figure 1, U.S. population 1900 to 2016, population projections 2017 to 2060. And what you can see is that if we don't have any immigration, our population is going to go down. Now we could see a human mating span is less than 40 years. So 2060, 510. So this number here. So we could see that at 2060, if we don't have any immigration, our population will be 319.7 million people. With the low immigration scenario, it'll be 376.2 million. High immigration scenario, it's 446.9 million people. California is a sanctuary state. They like illegal immigrants there because their kids vote for Democrats. 2/3 of them vote for Democrats. 29% are Republicans, and then the rest are independents. I think they typically vote for Republicans. Latinos are pretty conservative. They like Jesus. Good people. But as we could see, the Democrats, what they propose is that we pack in an extra 70 million immigrants over the next 40 years. And reason being is because 2/3 of them vote for Democrats. Many of them come from communist countries. So they're importing in socialism and Marxism. And now they're saying the white men are too racist. They can't be in control. We have to take out their culture because their culture is racist. We have to attack their white privilege. We have to continually attack and remove them from the workplace because they have a glass ceiling that they're using to hold down the woman, the white feminist. And so we have to take them out because they have all the money. So in order to come up the social hierarchy, they got to attack your statues. They got to take them out. They got to take out your history to replace it with a brown-washed version of history where they carefully craft the fake news narrative to make you think that the African Americans are more oppressed by the white people than they were in Africa from the people who sold them into slavery, and that it's so bad that they got taken to the New World and that now they in the dopest country. Because when you actually look at the numbers of how many slaves they had and how many people die in wars in order to get that much land that the African Americans have, countries would go to war and kill way more people than that for that amount of land. So what these people don't want to tell you is that the Democrats, through their policies, have swamped out some ungodly portion of the American population. In 1990, 13.4% of the American population was born from immigrants. In 2018, 25.9% of the population was born from immigrants. Immigrants are lovely people. They're smart. They usually come up the social hierarchy because they're good people. They're smart. They were raised right. Came from innovative, brilliant people. As you can see, it's increased about 12.5%. So what they've done is they swapped out, since 1990, they swapped out over 12.5%. Look at the exact number, 15, 13 is 12, and then 0.5, 12.5. So in my lifetime, they swapped out maybe 15% of the population with immigrants. And their justification is that the white man is racist. They took the land from the Amerindians, the nomads who followed animals around out in the woods. They didn't have a government, and they did not have a wheel. They did not have boats where they could sail. They had to walk across the land bridge. And 95% of them got smallpox, and they died before they ever even met a white man. But this is the white man's fault that the Amerindians did not invent smallpox medications. Had they only invented the smallpox medication, they would control the world. The Aztecs would control the entire continent. The ones that did ritual human sacrifice, killed virgins, took slaves, did barbaric rituals. Or it would have been the Amerindians on the East Coast. It would have been them. Because only brown people are allowed to control America. Because the racist white man is a colonizer. Right. So like it wasn't my choice to be born here. I was just born here, man. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, the people who own America are the people who have their name on the deed right now. And whatever the fuck you're talking about, I have no clue what you're talking about. That's like some shit from history that you don't know very well that obviously is a false narrative. And then the Democrats, this is how they want to maintain control, is they can't tell you the truth. So they have to lie to you because their goal is they don't care about helping the majority of Americans out. The majority of Americans don't support their policies. So instead, they have to focus on these people. They're voting demographics. This is a Pew Research study entitled An Examination of the 2016 Electorate Based Off Validated Voters. And it shows you the demographics who voted for them. So you have all of the black people voted for them for some odd reason. 2/3 of the Hispanics, 28% voted for Republicans. 62% of white men voted for Donald Trump. 32 for Hillary Clinton. The white women, 45%. It's like split on the white women. More Republican white women. See, really, honestly, yeah. I mean, this kind of shows you, like, if you want to hook up with chicks, your chances of getting laid are going to be higher if you go for conservative women because there are more of them. And then you could see Hispanic men and women about the same as the general one. And then you got college grads, and more college grads voted Democrat than Republicans. But so Democrats often think that conservatives are just stupid. They're like, oh, they're the uneducated ones, right? But they're like, okay, non-college grads, so like a little bit more non-college grads voted for them. And then among whites, more non-college grads voted. But if you look at all the demographics, but the Democrats will only look at some of them. They'll be like, okay, Republicans are stupid because the liberal arts majors and the women studies and the African American studies majors, the ones that like are only qualified, the only thing they can do that they're qualified to do in the workplace is to replace white men with minorities and women. The ones that say they're hiring diverse people, but they won't hire the black people because their grades are too low. This was the white feminists. It was in the ivory tower, right? Up top, the ivory tower. And this is really what they're doing. You have to examine the data. These people, what they do is they focus group test stuff, and they tell you whatever these groups of people want to hear to get you to vote for them, to like the post, watch the ad, buy the product, and vote for them. So their goal is to just, if they can get these groups here, then eventually they think, well, maybe we'll get this group of people too, right? It's like a beachhead strategy. You're like, all right, well, we can get these voters. We can get all these voters. If we do this tactic, then we don't have to pay attention to these voters, right? This is the fundamental problem with the Democrats, and why I'm completely opposed to what they're doing is because their strategy fundamentally is that they don't care about the majority of America. That's it. Joe Magoo Biden's platform, he wants to give out $1,500 loans to first-time minority home, or not loans, grants to first-time, or tax credits or something, to first-time minority homeowners. He wants to give business loans to minority-owned businesses, and he wants to make the Federal Reserve talk about race. This is Joe Magoo's plan, is that he's going to pander to all the minority groups and the white feminists, and he's going to take the white man's privilege. He's going to take my Goodwill suit because I got way too much white privilege, baby. Yeah, I got a white privilege factory. I'd be giving out free white privilege to all the privileged white males. Oh, and you can't have any. As we can see, you can just sit up here and make fun of these people for hours on end and not run out of material. So let's get back to what are these people doing? All right, so we revealed the demographics of who they are. We got hood Democrats. We got your ivory tower liberals, your Antifa, your Bernie Bros, the Yang Gang. You got the ivory tower liberals up at the top. And then behind the scenes, you got Chinese Nazi Party funding shit. They took over Hollywood because most the movies make more money in Hollywood. So in order to sell your movies there, you have to comply with what Xi Jinping wants, and they get to select which movies are going to come up, which movies make money. So they could make a shitty knockoff of a formerly badass movie with a white male character, replace it with him with a minority or a Wham-man, a African American, a Wanjin, or a Kleenex, a Latinx. Because they need Kleenex to dry the rivers full of lib tears from their snowflake eyes. And damn it. I forgot what I was talking about. Something about the Wham man. So, Biden's plan, yeah, you have to pander to these people. You have to make them feel oppressed because they have to, the way that they are going to come up is through the victim pyramid. That's how you get to the top. Is through a diversity ticket. But you can't, once you call them out, dude, he's like, who do these people, man? You're like, these people are a bunch of fucking bozos, bro. All right.